reflecting on the selection. And I think the other show is called Who Dares Wins, the British version of the selection. I believe the British show has been going on for, I think, 4 years. But it's making me reflect on my own fears, limiting beliefs, intensity, and the like. And I keep watching the clips on YouTube. I probably think of another name. What the name of this video should have been, which was something like be careful not to lose momentum. Maintaining momentum is easier than creating it. Because when I look at that show, I think that'll work. Because when I look at that show, in the Marine Corps, it's a lot easier to find motherfuckers that'll be like that'll be a lot less reluctant to dive into a pool, into an Olympic pool at Olympic height, backwards, and to just fall backwards into it. And that's where I goofed. That's where I done goofed and dropped the ball. Because in my bloodline, I'm the only person to have earned this title. So it was foreign to me, the intensity. Now, is it the intensity or the level of intensity or the word intensity? Because I don't get it, man. I don't fucking get it when people still tell me. I like keeping a safe distance from motherfuckers that say, you need a break, man. You need to chill out. You need a day off. You know, the day that I like least is Sunday. Especially Sunday morning dog walks where um where people put on their best dry cleaned outfit, pretend to nod at their neighbor at the race that they dislike. Um, um, Take the family out to eat in their best outfit or best costume. I'm trying to think. And for the husband to pretend he's with the wife of his dreams, with the partner of his dreams, and with the wife pretending that she's with the man of her dreams. And the kid just going along for the ride because you know what? There's a breakfast here at Denny's, at Norm's, at what's the other one? Chicken Waffles, Rascal's Chicken and Waffles, and the Waffle House. So let's not ruin that. And I think my dog's snoring. It's like, this topic is so boring. Let's talk about some bacon. And even to this day, man, when people say, you know how I've learned to eliminate people? When I say, hey, let's go eat over here, or let's go grab this over there, or let's go do this and that over here. Oh man, we're gonna drive that far? And I'm thinking, we're driving, we're driving and I'll chip in for gas, or I'll drive, or, we're not at the only gas station in the state. I'm trying to think what there's more of. Gas stations, and then what? McDonald's, and then what? Starbucks. Some are mixing with the number, with the amount of 7-Elevens. But yeah, that worries me when people say, "Yo, man, we're gonna go that far." And I think there've been times where, instead of driving to the supermarket, I just figure it's walking distance. And for me, walking distance is what, probably, I'm gonna say 15 miles. 15 miles. It's probably like the border where it's like, maybe it's car distance, right? But anything under that, I'm like, yeah, I could walk it. Time to think and parking here in Los Angeles. It's got it incredible, man. It's almost like parking here is almost gotten to the level of a holiday shopping, meaning when the malls are packed, Remember years ago when the malls were so packed that you could literally drive around for 20 minutes to find parking in the structure, or you could just drive 5 minutes away and park on the street and then walk another 20 minutes, uh, 15, 10, 15, 20 minutes to the mall. And now it's sort of something like that. Again, when I mention these things, because if you're here, because you learn how to draw, you learn to craft, and I think the most important thing for me to share with you guys is, um, what's on my mind. Especially now, especially during these times where uh, it's just annoying that it's still uncomfortable, man. It's beyond cringeworthy where I see people hugging and kissing. And I'm thinking of one particular person, one amazing person, one beautiful person who um, in order to maintain the illusion of a perfect world, she will take the selfies, give you a big ass hug, and just another paint job, another smile, another selfie over the layer of what's really the matter at hand. I'm not even thinking of another piece of ass that um, by her own words, admits her problem, her mental limit, or her mental obstacle. But somebody somehow wants to selfie it away, not talk about it. And me this year, uh, I've walked away, cut away certain people away from my life, people that I've known for a long time. And I think, you know what? Let's not get disappointed anymore, or one more time, any further. And just cut them off at the knees, man, as Tom Likas would say. And the burden of potential, the weight, life, the load of life, it may seem heavier because now you've got to have less bodies carrying all the gear for the game of life, for the mission. But when you know that a liability is no longer there, it's something like, I've had gear that I've used that either was broken, part of it was broken, was faulty. And not just eliminate the piece of gear, just do it the longer way, because it lesses the chance of injury, wrong production, or poor quality production. And some people call me cold-hearted when I can do that to people. And again, I think of people that, just would rather not cause a ruckus or appear imperfect, or appear or appear human, or appear that they've have any sort of discomfort in their life. And all that does is, because I brought it up with more than one person, and I think some people also think that I like causing problems, and I'm amused because you know why I like not giving tacit approval or critiquing mediocrity, or saying that's mediocre, or that things could be better, because when I reflect on my own life, I do think, how right now where I'm at, one of my latest thoughts is, how could I have more sales? How could I have been having better sales? Where are more clients at? I'm thinking about this one amazing client I need to call her. And, what's the next product or service? And putting myself out there. And a lot of people would rather just tell me, just take it easy. Why do you have to think so much? If you just got the job at the factory, if you just joined our gang, our union, you don't have to think about that, concern yourself about that. Um, um, and it's sort of like, you know what? Why do you want a better life, an improved life, a meaningful life, a comfortable life? But when I mean comfortable, I mean comfortable to the point that it's comfortable because it's honorable. It's comfortable because by you giving out 1,000%, and and choosing this heavy burden, going on the path of a path less traveled by. In some cases, I want to I want to say that a majority of my life I've done so unknowingly, not just what the next step was, next day was, or the next step was, man, or what even the outcome would be, or even a plan, or even having a plan B in effect. And and at times when I hit a wall, I do think, what, if I would have swallowed the blue pill, if I would have just joined the union, I probably could have had today off by 5 p.m. And then I shake that off, and then I think, yeah, that's a stupid thought, because then, 5 o'clock may come, but what about tomorrow, 5 o'clock? What about 5 years from now? Yeah, these shows. Oh man. I think two people are affected by it: the contestants and those who have been through similar situations. And for me, I just remember the what I thought were hard times, but physically, but I think basically I was underdeveloped, um, not as trained, not as disciplined, not as knowledgeable of myself. Um, because now that I'm a nasty civilian, I'm like, what's that? I do think that I look for the order of things, and I think of people with. Because I've seen it once, more than once, where people have the. Again, I'm not hating on anyone for having nicer or better things than me. But I remember seeing a nice lifted truck with the air compressors, the horns, the GPS, the fucking bulletproof fucking radiator, spare tires, and this and that. And it's parked. It's only used to go down the street to pick up some groceries. Yeah, maybe one weekend out of the year it's used along a dirt road. But I remember taking a car that wasn't 4x4, um, and only by luck I steered the car correctly to the point that it did not get stuck on the turn, because the way that the angle of the gravel and street and pavement, no, it definitely would have hooked my probably my axle. And yeah, this I'm gonna say that this video may sound like a video of regret, but what if instead I share my regrets so that you also don't have to eat the same shit sandwich seasoned with regret. Especially if you're younger than me, man. Especially if you're in fucking high school. And I don't give a fuck if you're have a penis or a vagina or you're a fucking tranny. or you want to be an artiste, or you can't afford art school, or you were abused, or you grew up poor, you don't understand. Oh man, the formula that I the formula that I eventually learned, that had I learned earlier, by example, especially by example, not just words, but by example. I probably could be making a video saying, yeah, let me show you how I fuck. Let me show you how I royally fucked up my pencil. Let me show you how I fucked up my intensity, how I dropped the ball on opportunity, how I lessened my potential, and or shit like that. But I also take into consideration that had I been more intense, it's a very likely, I'd be dead. Not very likely, more likely. I don't know if I would have been in the YouTubes. This probably could be a topic of another video where I probably hate seeing things in other people that reflect the weakness in myself, which is my addiction to caffeine, my love for having my head perfectly stuffed in my pillow in the perfect in the perfect sleeping or napping position. My comfort with a hot cocoa. I'm trying to think, what sort of biscuit or bread would I have with it? Whatever, hot cocoa with what? With what the Mexican conchas. That's one Mexican restaurant. Is it about 500, 600? See, from where I'm at, I'm gonna say it's over 700 miles from where I'm at right now. But damn, just the appetizers, and it's not bread, and it's not a flour tortilla. It's some sort of mix in between that. Holy shit! The whatever whatever. It's not even an appetizer bread. It's a sample bread or something to munch on bread while you order your food or you wait for your appetizer. I was like, fuck. I think I ordered chicken enchiladas. Did I? Enchiladas. I think I did. But I think they were amazing, but I think my taste buds were heavily bombarded by that. I want to say they were angel wings. Because as Homer Simpson said one time, this must be what angels taste like. And I think that should be an upcoming video where I talk so much shit because of my own flaws, the things that I'm scared about myself, and the results of being weak, tired. Come on, man, take it easy. Oh, it's Sunday. Take a day off. Fuck that shit, man. That's it for now, motherfuckers. Get after it. Go forward.